For NJ Advanced Media, I'm Connor Hughes. The Jets' 2017 preseason came to a close Thursday night. Their final game, a positive one, a 16-10 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, which means the Jets will end this 4-game exhibition schedule and even 2-2. So with the preseason now officially over, finally, we can finally turn our attention to the regular season. And there's going to be a ton of storylines here to follow throughout the year. You know, obviously the quarterback situation is going to be one, the development of young players is another. But in my opinion, the biggest thing that I'll be keeping my eye on is really head coach Todd Bowles, and if he does enough to return as this team's head coach in 2018. And in my opinion, there's really just one thing that he's got to do for this team. You know, the Jets, Todd Bowles, I think much like much of this team, is not going to be measured on wins and losses. This is not going to be about getting the Jets to the playoffs. This is not about a certain win marker that he's got to hit, 6, 7, 8 wins in order to bring himself back. I could see Todd Bowles returning to this team after a 3-13 season. I could see him returning after a 5-11 season. I could see him obviously returning after an 8-8, 7-9 season. The big thing that Todd Bowles has to get this Jets team to is relevance and competence. Those are the two things that he has to get out of his team if he wants to return as this team's head coach in 2018. The Jets cannot endure another year like they did last year, where there was bickering in the locker room, where there were public shots thrown between teammates through the media, where there were blowouts, where there were missed meetings by the defensive stars. You can't have that in 2018, and Todd Bowles can't allow that in 2018 if he expects to keep his job. This is about the Jets not necessarily winning games, but being competitive. They can be 3-13, but if they're competitive in 8 of those games that are decided by only a touchdown, maybe 10 points, that looks really good considering the dire shape of this roster. Maybe Todd, they get Christian Hackenberg in there and he shows something. Maybe there's development of young rookies. That'll be positives too. But the big thing is that this team just can't mess up all over the place and just be an embarrassment. If this is an embarrassing 3-13 team where the Jets are losing by 20 points every weekend, Todd's going to lose his job, period. The Jets aren't going to see that. But if they're competitive, if they're competent, if they show some kind of semblance of a football team, even in defeat, the Jets are going to bring Todd Bowles back in 2018. For NJ Advanced Media, I'm Connor Hughes.